Welcome to this explainer. Let's just jump right in. Today, we're looking at a Hollywood success story that completely defies the odds. I mean, how exactly does a young girl with two of the most famous siblings on the planet step out of the shadows, hone her craft, and carve out her own distinct legacy? Let's dive into the incredible journey of Elizabeth Olsen. Growing up, Elizabeth faced a challenge most of us can't even imagine. Her older sisters, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, weren't just famous. They were an absolute cultural phenomenon. We're talking about a massive child star empire, countless movies, merchandise lines, and global recognition before they even hit high school. Imagine trying to establish your own individual identity in the exact same industry where your family name is already a household brand. It begs a fascinating question. How do you build your own name when your sisters are already global superstars?
Section 1. A Star is Born.
Born on February 16, 1989 in Sherman Oaks, California, Elizabeth was constantly adjacent to the entertainment industry. She developed a really strong interest in acting at a very young age, taking ballet and singing lessons, and even appearing in minor roles in her sister's projects. But what's truly remarkable here is that she didn't just rush into the spotlight as a child star herself. It would have been incredibly easy to just leverage her family name for immediate roles, right? Instead, she took a highly measured approach. She treated her childhood interest not as a quick ticket to fame, but as the beginning of a dedicated, long-term study of the craft. She took her time building her foundational skills patiently, all the way up to her massive cinematic breakout in 2011.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 2. The power of education. Because honestly, instead of relying on nepotism or her family's massive fame for a shortcut into blockbuster movies, she made a critical, life-altering choice. She prioritized rigorous education. Elizabeth formally learned the art of acting by attending the highly prestigious Tisch School of the Arts at New York University. And this wasn't just about getting a piece of paper, you guys. She completely immersed herself in the craft. She even spent time studying abroad at the Moscow Art Theater School. Tactically wanted to earn her place on the screen through pure merit.
Section 3. The critical breakthrough. So all of that intense formal training and immense patience culminated in 2011 with the independent psychological thriller Martha Marcy May Marlene. In this film, Elizabeth played a young woman suffering from severe paranoia and delusions after escaping an abusive cult. It was a super complex, emotionally heavy role that demanded profound nuance. And when the film premiered, critics across the board were absolutely stunned. Her brilliant performance officially cemented her reputation as a serious and talented actress. Almost overnight, the industry stopped viewing her as just the younger sister and began recognizing her as a formidable standalone talent, capable of carrying a heavy, dramatic film completely on her own shoulders.
This early period of her career perfectly demonstrated her incredible acting range. Think about the massive leap required to go from starring in gritty, dark, low-budget character studies to headlining massive, green-screen superhero blockbusters. It is a jarring transition that trips up so many actors, yet Elizabeth managed it effortlessly, transitioning seamlessly from a critically acclaimed independent film darling to an absolute global pop culture powerhouse requires an exceptional level of skill and versatility. It proved, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that her extensive early education and dedication to the craft had completely paid off. And that brings us to Section 4, the Marvel phenomenon. She reached unprecedented levels of worldwide popularity by bringing the iconic character of Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, to life. Playing this incredibly dynamic role across numerous Marvel cinematic films and eventually her own hit streaming series connected her with millions upon millions of fans. But here's the thing. She didn't just play a standard one-dimensional superhero. Elizabeth brought her intense indie drama training directly into the Marvel universe. She infused Wanda with profound emotional depth, deeply exploring heavy themes of trauma, heartbreak, and overwhelming grief. That dramatic weight elevated the character beyond standard superhero fare and truly made her a household name across the globe, proving for sure that she could anchor giant franchises while retaining absolute critical respect. Finally, Section 5, the ultimate lesson. So what does this all mean for us? Well, Elizabeth's distinct, independent success didn't happen by accident, and it certainly wasn't handed to her. It was built upon 3 steadfast pillars. First, relentless, continuous hard work, which we clearly saw in her willingness to tackle those grueling indie roles early on. Second, a deep dedication to education. By choosing rigorous acting schools and intense stage work over the easy route, she laid an unbreakable foundation.
And finally, a profound, unwavering belief in her own abilities. This special combination allowed her to entirely transcend her famous family name and forge a lasting legacy all her own.
Elizabeth Olsen proved that even in the largest of shadows, education, patience, and absolute dedication to your craft can light your own distinct path. So, taking inspiration from her journey and looking at the skills you're developing right now, what path are you going to forge today? Keep learning, keep pushing forward, and thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. See you next time.